Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, here to go over an absolutely massive update that has dropped for Warhammer Space Marine 2. It's one of those games that I really enjoyed this year. I thought it was a fantastic game, and I get the criticism over the content as far as the length of the campaign and whatnot, but the thing is, and I had said this talking about Space Marine 2, this is going to be a game that if you paid your $60 for however much you paid for it, it is going to ultimately pay dividends because it is going to get consistent updates and more content is going to be rolling out for the game. And I already thought the base game, like what was available in September, with the campaign, with the PvP, with the PvE, there was a good deal of replayability with it, and I absolutely loved the game. And I'll talk more about that at the end of this video, but Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 is also heavily on sale right now over at Green Man Gaming. 28% off for $43.34. It's also on sale on Steam, but it's 20% off for $48. And you'd pay tax, GMG, $43.34. No tax, you get a Steam key, and you'll be good to go. You can get the Gold Edition and the Ultra Edition. Honestly, I would just stick to the base game. You know, when you're paying $110 or whatever, that's a little bit hefty, but the Ultra Edition, again, you won't be paying $110, I don't think. Let's actually pull up the price point. It would be $72. It's $110 on PlayStation, and that's the regular price on PC. It's $10 cheaper, and it's 28% off, but I would, again, stick to the Standard Edition. All right, let's now talk patch 5.0, the major Obelisk update. This is a big update, and quite possibly the biggest that they've put out for the game. The 5.0 update is now live, bringing the long-awaited Dark Angels chapter pack, the new Obelisk operation, a new Majorous enemy, new customization options, and various gameplay and balancing tweaks. So right off the bat, you have new features. The new Operation Obelisk has been added. In this new operation, your mission is to rotate a replica of the obelisk to disrupt the flow of energy protecting the Aurora device. This operation takes place in parallel to the final events of the campaign. To reach the console control of the obelisk, you'll have to make it through a tomb plunged into darkness. You also have a brand new enemy, the Enlightened. A new Majorous enemy can spawn in all of the operations featuring the Thousand Suns. Note from the game director, the Enlightened is a disc-flying melee and ranged hybrid unit. They are fearsome opponents, especially when met in greater numbers. However, catching them after parry or during a long animation makes them an easy target as well. We strongly advise you to use target lock to face enemy. New Season Pass content, Dark Angels Chapter Pack. Now, the Season Pass is included with the Deluxe Edition and the Ultra Edition. The Season Pass is just cosmetic items, so if you do want that, I guess get the Deluxe or Ultimate Edition. If you don't care for that, well then, just stick to the base game. But they are rolling out some new cosmetics, Dark Angels themed weapon skins for the Auto Bolt Rifle, Plasma Pistol, Power Sword, Bulwark, Storm Shield as well. Gameplay and balancing tweaks, melee changes. Note from the game director, the melee system has been our main focus recently. The issue that we saw is that on higher difficulties, the melee combat relied too heavily on the parry gunstrike flow. This also made fencing melee weapons a universal choice for almost all situations, and we want to give players more options. To try and achieve that, we've made the following changes. First, normal melee damage has increased across the board so that there will be more options instead of just parry into gunstrike. Second, we are drastically changing how blocking weapons work. In short, by blocking enemy attacks, the player will accumulate up to 3 stacks of melee damage buffs. Attacking while having those stacks of buffs will spend them and will result in massive AoE damage discharge. With these changes, fencing weapons will now still be great versus limited number of enemies, balanced weapons will be good versus big crowds, and blocking weapons will still become the damage dealer type weapons. Perfect Block. All block weapons have been reworked with a new mechanic, Perfect Block and Adrenaline Surge. Perfectly timed blocks grant up to 3 Adrenaline Surge attacks. Adrenaline Surge stacks greatly increase melee damage and are consumed after the next melee attack. Attacking with 3 stacks of Adrenaline Surge deals massive AoE damage, staggers enemies, and restores 1 armor segment. Fencing weapons, Perfect Parry, AoE stagger radius slightly reduced. Balanced weapons, Perfect Parry, AoE stagger radius greatly increased. Mastercrafted versions, a damage increased by 10%. Artificer versions, a damage increased by 10%. And Relic versions, damage increased by 10%. Blocking weapons, Mastercrafted versions, damage increased by 20%. Artificer versions, damage increased by 20%. And Relic versions increased by 20% as well. Unarmed and firearm melee stomps can now be chained indefinitely. Firearm changes. Note from the game director, we are quite happy with recent updates to firearms. Pretty much all firearms are viable on the hardest difficulties now, and our win rate and pick rate data shows drastic improvements as well. Still, there are a few weapons that are better than the others, and minor tweaks will be coming with patch 6. Further into the future, with patch 7, we are planning to focus on reworking weapon perks. Weapon perks are underwhelming compared to class perks right now, and the issues with some weapons are actually a result of them having a bad perk tree rather than their basic stats. The big outstanding problem that we have is the grenade launcher. There are quite a few bugs and misconfigurations that make it the way it is. Due to a bug, a certain perk restores its full ammo when it shouldn't. Due to a misconfiguration on our side, its Artificer and Relic versions deal 4x more damage than the Master Crafted version, which was not intended. And due to a bug, perks that increase scan damage stack buffs inconsistently. Normally, all damage stacks buffs additively, thus providing consistent and predictable results. If we approach this directly and fix all 3 bugs, it will make the grenade launcher useless and will hurt the entire tactical class. We will be very careful with how we address this issue. We do want to keep the fun element of destroying entire waves of enemies with the grenade launcher. At the same time, no other weapon can match a grenade launcher with potentially unlimited ammo. Because of these complications, we want to take the time to carefully analyze and make the best decision possible about the grenade launcher, so we're not modifying it in this patch. I love the transparency, like the level of transparency that they have in a patch like this, outlining why a change hasn't been made and that they do plan on making that change. That's something I would love to see across the board in gaming. They also have some updates to the Neo pistol. Note from the game director, we unified enemy sensitivity to Volkite damage with bolter damage. This means a massive buff to certain Majorist and Extremist enemies that were more resistant to Volkite damage than others. They have some notes on that. Extermination bonuses. This aims to incentivize players to not skip encounters without punishing those who want to skip, and makes the game less grindy in preparation for new features coming down the line. Prestige ranks as well. Added a new feature that increases the amount of XP players gain based on percent of enemies killed during an operation. Rank A killing more than 85%, Rank B killing more than 60%, Rank C killing less than 60%. Gameplay quality of life changes. Dodge invulnerability logic is now client-sided. Players are now invulnerable to new assistances of damage while in knockback animation. Added 10 frames of individual invulnerability at the start of the jump pack launch animation. Dodge and parry sound. Heavy's barriers can be activated in more player stances. Player controls are slightly more responsive after using Vanguard's grapnel launcher. Added spawn protection in PvP. Added Neo Volkite pistol in PvP. Some AI changes as well. Customization updated. Added lens color customization options. Fixed shading of the Balthasar gold and bone colors. And then they have some updates to operations as well. Fall of Atreus made adjustments to scripting to make this level shorter and more in line with the duration of other levels. And the second sequence with the Dreadnought is now randomized and may not happen. The fusion battery needs to be charged only once in the final sequence. Perks and general fixes has been rolled out as well. Some other tech improvements for PC players: added FSR 3 and DLSS 3 support of frame generation component for DLSS and FSR. For more details about FSR and DLSS, they have a FAQ. So frame gen has been added. Frame gen, in my experience, has been very inconsistent. I tried it with Spider-Man Miles Morales not too long ago, and man, that was not a good experience. Turned that crap off immediately. And I say crap, it's incredible tech, and as long as it's implemented better and it gets improvements, it can be something incredible down the line, but we'll see how that turns out. And they also know mod support. Please note that starting from 5.0 update, mods will no longer be supported in public lobbies. You can find a complete explanation that they have listed, but those are all the updates with patch 5.0, the Obelisk update. A major update. Not a bad time to jump into Space Marine 2, especially with it being 28% off for $43 and change over at Green Man Gaming. Check it out. Link in the description box below. If you do buy it from there, I do get an affiliate kickback, which is much appreciated. But that's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.